in many ways, I admire him. He's very much a self-made man. He's his own man. He doesn't necessarily believe in looking to other people for help or, or relying on anybody else. He's prepared himself to look after his family, and his dedication to his family is absolutely paramount and inscrutable. Nothing can touch it. He's a religious man who comes under the greatest stress that anybody possibly can. And I think the idea of this kind of character, who's very much used to being in control of himself and his life and has some secrets, some dark secrets, all of that being challenged in this cauldron of this really heightened story, to me was just a challenge, a different kind of character, and a challenge that I had never been given before. The movie follows the story of two families whose children go missing on Thanksgiving, and really what happens to them and what happens in the search to find them. It is, in a way, a classic ticking clock kind of suspense thriller, and really beautifully written with great twists and turns. It will absolutely 100% keep you on the edge of your seat. I think what I love about this script, Prisoners, is that it also is heartbreaking in its attention to what happens to the human spirit, the human psyche, the human soul under that kind of duress. Not just the parents, the siblings, the detectives, the town itself. What happens in that situation. And we're kind of used to seeing it played out on TV. We have all this 24-hour news, and you see these cases occasionally, and we're drawn to it. But I think what this story does is take you inside it, really what it's like, as well as completely keeping you on the edge of your seat. The frustration is massive. And for Keller, for my character, this starts immediately. What can I do? I need to do something. I need to do it now. How do we go? And yes, the police will placate you for a while. Let's do some searches. You can hand out flyers. You can help going around to neighbours. But pretty soon after, what he realises is that he's become more of a pain in the neck. He'd prefer them to stand aside, that he's hindering their investigation. And he starts to feel let down pretty quickly. And then when they let go of the prime suspect, who Keller thinks, he's got to be the guy. When they let him go, he feels completely betrayed by the police. And from that moment on, it's open slather. For him, he believes 100% that if his daughter is going to be found, it's going to be him who's going to do it, not the police. He's what I call the heart guy. He's confident in his actors, he's confident in his story, he's confident every day on set we're going to get what we need. And that provides a space for people to create. He just allows you to do your thing, and then he just is really brilliant at giving direction. And for someone whose English is their second language, it's pretty amazing. Everyone across the board loves working with him. He's very warm and friendly, always grateful. In these extremes, people don't behave politely. People don't behave as though they care what anyone thinks. It becomes absolutely elemental, guttural, natural. Whether people fold and collapse, whether people get violent and angry, whether people get disillusioned, whatever it is, it's honest. They don't care what people think. It's what they need to do at that time. And that's what makes it fascinating. That's what makes Prisoners compelling. Keller believes Alex Jones is the guy. He knows in his heart he is the key. When he tackles him at the police station, he says something to him that unfortunately is not heard by anybody else, but he says it to him, and he knows 100% this guy's involved. He doesn't know how, he doesn't know exactly what way, he knows he's involved. So from that moment on, for him, that's an obsession. And the choice is clear. Either we get that information, either we find that out from him, or his kid is going to die. So it is not just vigilante, it's not just emotional. He feels it's rational, and I think even maddens him even more. I've always been a fan of his, and to work with him is a great joy, and it has proved to be that and then some. He's someone who does not leave a stone unturned. So in a way, we're adversaries. You know, we unfortunately don't have a lot of scenes together. The ones we do have are key and are really fantastic. And when it came to shooting those, it was a greater tennis matches I've ever had acting-wise. You know, he incredibly generous actor, gives a lot, throws things up. It's very alive and very playful. And there's ad-libbing that goes on, and I found it very exciting working with him. He's very passionate, does a lot of work, and he loves what he does, you know, and that combination of things is really exciting to work with. Terrence Howard plays Franklin, and he's, well, of course, an extraordinary actor, and he's so great in this part. Franklin's a music teacher, and very, in a way, polar opposite to Keller. Keller's a lot, I would say, on the surface, tougher, more definitive. He knows the plan of action and he's happy to stick to it. And Franklin is a little more emotional, more sensitive, a little more questioning and wondering if they're doing the right thing. He plays, in a way, the moral kind of guide in that relationship. And he's in a desperate situation to search for his daughter as much as I'm in for mine. But increasingly, he finds it difficult to go down the path that Keller wants to go down. The movie is cathartic. It is very suspenseful. It's an edge-of-your-seat kind of entertainment in that way. I love those types of movies. I love a great thriller. I love to be on tenterhooks the whole time. But I think what this movie gives you, in a way, is it's not unbelievable what is happening. So you are on the edge of your seat. You are sort of riding that roller coaster, and yet emotionally you are completely, you have your heart ripped out by the situation because it's very real and very visceral.